My dear students, welcome to my class. In this class, we are going to continue our objective discussion on haloalkanes and arenes. Let us resume. This is question number 111 from our material. In the reaction, parachlorotoluene with potassium amide in liquid ammonia, the major product is. So what they had given here, parachlorotoluene is taken. You know that methyl benzene is known as toluene. It is parachlorotoluene. What they are doing it, initially it is they are treated with KNH2. That is K plus and NH2 minus here. And we all know that here elimination reaction takes place. That is HCl is removed here. So as a result here triple bond will be formed here. Because H and Cl is removed here, so that here this is methyl group and here it is the triple bond. So the triple bond will be formed here between this meta and para positions. Now again what they have done, they have treated with ammonia. If you see ammonia, that is split into H plus and NH2 minus. Ammonia is nothing but H plus and NH2 minus. H plus is an electrophile, NH2 minus is a nucleophile. So that here there is a methyl group. We all know that methyl group is an orthopara directing group. That means electrophilic substitution will take place at ortho and para positions. But here we have a triple bond. As a result, what will happen here? So at para position, if you take ammonia, H plus will be added at para position and NH2 will be added at meta position. So CH3, this is NH2 and this is H plus. Look here. So we have a triple bond. So addition takes place here. But here due to the plus M group, the electron density will be increased at ortho and para positions. But here if you take NH3, that gives rise to H plus and NH2 minus. So that H plus will be added at a para position because that is ortho para directing group. So the major product will be formed by H plus is added here and NH2 will be here. So that it is nothing but here, no need to write that hydrogen, just to show you I have written. So it is nothing but toluidine, but it is meta-toluidine. When benzene ring has both the methyl group and NH2 group, that is known as a toluidine. It is a meta-toluidine. This is the product. If you see the option here, option B is the right option, that is meta-toluidine. Let us move to the next question. That is nothing but a question number 112. Which statement is correct? Here correct statement have to be found here. I will read the sentences here. Ethyl bromide reacts with alcoholic KOH to form ethyl alcohol. It is wrong here because ethyl alcohol, it is ethyl bromide here. Ethyl bromide reacts with alcoholic KOH. Alcoholic KOH. It is an elimination reaction here. Alcoholic KOH means elimination takes place. So what we are going to get here, C2H4, ethylene, alkene is formed here, C2H4. So that, but they have given alcohol, substitution will not take place here. So first option is not the correct option, not the correct sentence. Second one, ethyl bromide when treated with metallic sodium gives ethane. Ethyl bromide treated with the sodium metal, actually it undergoes Wurtz reaction here, Wurtz reaction. So what we are going to get here, butane, C2H5 here, C2H5. I mean to say that CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3 will be formed, butane will be formed. And as they said, it won't give ethane, butane will be the product. So B is also not the correct statement. Let us go for the next option. Ethyl bromide when treated with sodium ethoxide forms diethyl ether. Ethyl chloride, ethyl bromide here, this is ethyl bromide. They are treating with sodium ethoxide, that is C2H5ONA, C2H5ONA. So in the presence of dry ether here, you all know that it's a Williamson's ether synthesis. So C2H5O, C2H5, that is a diethyl ether is formed. So this option is correct here. Option C is correct here, because when alkyl halide is treated with alkoxide, alkoxy alkanes will be formed. That is nothing but Williamson's ether synthesis. So this is the right option. Now let us move to the next question. That is question number 113. For the reaction, here certain chemical reaction is given and products are given. Based on the given chemical reaction, we have to select the right option. Let us see what are the correct options. CH3, CX, X means halogen here, and CH2, CH3, nothing but 2-halobutane, that is treated with sulfuric acid at around some 475 Kelvin temperature is given. Two products are given here. First one is 2-butene, that is CH3, CH double bond, CH, CH3 is one product. The other one is given like 1-butene, that is CH2 double bond, CH, CH2, CH3. These are the two products are given. Actually it is a dehydrohalogenation. H and X will be removed here. As a result, we get a alkene here. So we get an alkene here. So hydrogen and halogen will be removed. But hydrogen can be taken from here and halogen can be taken from here. So that HX can be taken here and double bond will be formed at the first position, that is first carbon here. If H and X, hydrogen from this carbon and halogen from this is removed, we get a double bond between first and second carbon. On the other hand, if hydrogen is removed from the third carbon and halogen from the second carbon, we get a 2-butene. But now if you see the options here, 2-butene predominates the first option. So actually two products will be formed here. But which is most stable here? This product, there is 2-butene will be the most stable product according to Sergev rule. Because here it is most substituted alkene and it is more stable. Most substituted means here more number of alkyl groups on the doubly bonded carbons here. This double bonded carbon has one alkyl group and this double bonded carbon has another alkyl group, two alkyl substitutions. But if we see here, this double bonded carbon do not have any substitution. Only this double bonded carbon has a ethyl group, one alkyl group. The double bonded carbon has only one alkyl group, but here two alkyl groups we have. So according to Sergev rule, the first one is the major product. Of course, second one is also formed, but the first one is the major product. So the first option itself is correct, that is 2-butene predominates. 2-butene is the major product. Let us go for the next question. Question number 114. The reaction, here certain reaction is given, RCl and NaI. In acetone, the liquid is acetone here, is giving rise to Ri plus NaCl. E is known as, so actually here halogen exchange is taking place here. Cl minus is replaced by I minus. It is nothing but directly Finkelstein reaction. So let us see the options here. Wurtz reaction, Fiddig reaction, Frank-Lanz reaction, Finkelstein reaction. So fourth option is the right option, that is Finkelstein's reaction. A name reaction, directly we have to tell the name. So it's a Finkelstein reaction that is used for the halogen exchange. Next one, SN1 reaction is fastest in SN1 reaction, E is fastest in. Here certain examples are given, certain molecules. So in which the SN1 reaction is fastest. Already what we know that tertiary alkyl halides prefer SN1s. So that more the alkyl groups or more the alkyl substitution on the carbon to which halogen is attached, more will be the rate of reaction. Because the order of reactivity towards SN1 is tertiary, then secondary, then primary, then methyl halide. So let us see here what is given here. So first one is ethyl chloride is given. Option A is ethyl chloride, CH3, CH2, Cl. Second option is 2-chloropropane. Second one given is 2-chloropropane is given in the second option. Third one is here we have CH3, CH3, 2-chloro-2-methyl propane, this one. Clearly we can see here it is a tertiary carbon here. Tertiary. Here it is a secondary and here it is a primary. And the last one and option D is also there. That is CH3, CH, Cl and here CH2, CH3. If you take this is an alkyl halide, but it is also a secondary alkyl halide. Here also the carbon is secondary. So among all, this one is the tertiary one. So the tertiary alkyl halides react faster through SN1 mechanism. So the right option is 3. So option C is the right option. Now let us go for the question number. It is 115 is over. Now we are moving on to 116. Question number 116. Although chlorobenzene does not give Ullmann reaction, here Ullmann reaction I will explain. However, presence of dash group in chlorobenzene at ortho and para positions enhances to give Ullmann reaction. Actually, Ullmann reaction is one of the coupling reactions here. Coupling in the sense here ring will be doubled here. Chlorobenzene, here the given molecule is a chlorobenzene here. What they had given is a chlorobenzene. So chlorobenzene is given and say there is some substituent at ortho and para positions. For example, this is the chlorobenzene and at ortho and para positions. So this is ortho, some A, let substituent is A and there is some more molecule that is also chlorobenzene and para position B is there. So now what they are asking is chlorobenzene does not give Ullmann reaction. Directly chlorobenzene will not give Ullmann reaction. But due to the presence of A and B, certain groups are there. Which groups will give that Ullmann reaction here? So I will tell you NO2, NH2, OH and SO3H. These are the 4 options in which the first one is the correct option. A and B are nothing but NO2 group. The option A is the correct option. Why is ring deactivating groups increase the coupling? For example, here I will take this molecule to make you understand here. Look here it is let it be NO2 first option and here chlorine. What we do in Ullmann reaction is it is treated with copper metal powder and here it is also chlorine. So we have NO2. Let us assume that this is one molecule and this is the other molecule. So if A and B are NO2, this molecule will give the Ullmann reaction. So what will happen here? 2CuCl will be removed here. As a result, the ring will be joined here. look here. So nothing but a coupling reaction. So in the why? Because the ring activating groups will be enhancing the efficiency here. It's nothing but here chlorobenzene, but chlorobenzene will not give, but because of the presence of the ring deactivating group, this reaction is occurring. Even if nitro group is in the ortho group, in the same way the reaction will occur and a coupled product will be formed. So now the right option is A, that is NO2 group will be increasing the rate of that Ullmann reaction. Next, Wurtz-Fittig reaction involves Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Wurtz-Fittig reaction. We know that in Wurtz reaction we take two alkyl halides and that are treated with sodium metal to give alkanes. But Wurtz-Fittig reaction, one alkyl halide is taken, one aryl halide is taken. This is an alkyl halide and one aryl halide is taken. This is aryl halide. So what will happen here? NaX will be removed so that we get alkyl substituted arene we are getting here. So hydrocarbon will be formed by Wurtz-Fittig reaction, but here one is alkyl and aryl Wurtz-Fittig. So here what they have given, two molecules of aryl halides. Wrong. We have to take one alkyl halide and one aryl halide. Second option, two molecules of alkyl halides. No, both are not alkyl halide. If both are alkyl halide, it will become, for example, Rx and Rx is there, then it will become RR Wurtz reaction. So that this is also not correct. Third one, one molecule of each aryl halide and alkyl halide. Yes, it is correct. One is aryl halide. So for example, you can take chlorobenzene here. This is aryl halide and it is treated with the sodium metal, and the other one is alkyl halide. So what will happen? Two NaCl will be removed and we are going to get methyl benzene hydrocarbon. So that here one is alkyl group and other is aryl group. So Wurtz-Fittig reaction involves one molecule of alkyl halide and other is aryl halide. Let us move to the question number 119. We have completed up to arrange the following compounds in the decreasing order of their boiling points. So arrange the given molecule in the decreasing order of their boiling points. So first one is dibromoethane. Dibromoethane, that is CH3 CHBr2. Maybe bromines on the same carbon or different carbon is not given. So it is dibromoethane. Next one, bromoform, CBr3. Chloroform is CHCl3. This is a CHBr3, not CBr3. CHBr3. This is known as a bromoform. And next one is bromoethane, nothing but C2H5Br. And next one is the chloroethane, C2H5Cl. Now what we have to write is decreasing order. What is the logic here? So greater the molecular mass, greater will be the boiling point. So among all which is having here bromoform, CHBr3 has the highest molar mass here, bromine. Next comes here, if you see here, two bromines are there, so that it is CHBr2, dibromoethane. Next comes is ethyl bromide, that is CH3, CH2Br. Next comes ethyl chloride, CH2Cl. Because if you compare the molar mass, bromine's mole atomic weight is more than chlorine's atomic weight. CHBr3, CH3, CHBr2, CH3, CH2Br, CH3, CH2Cl. This is the order. If you see, option C is the right option here. So higher molar mass to lower molar mass. Now let us go for the next question, 120. The order of reactivity of the following compounds on SN2 reaction is. So here SN2 reaction order we have to write here. So, but it is in increasing order. That means lesser reactive to more reactive we have to write. Let us write the molecules first. C6H5CH2Br. It is nothing but benzyl bromide. Next one is C6H5 Here bromine is there on this carbon here, and there are two phenyl groups attached to this carbon. And next one is C6H5CH3Br. So on this carbon there is a phenyl group and methyl group and a bromine. And here one more option is given, that is a C6H5C6H3C6H5Br. Now Br is there on this carbon. Also we have CH3 group, C6H5 and C6H5. This carbon has a C6H5, CH3 and also C2H5. No, it is C6H5 and Br. Now what is the logic? Very simple. We all know that SN2 mechanism is undergone by the primary alkyl halide, then secondary, then the tertiary. And methyl halide is first one. Methyl halide will have the highest ease for the SN2 mechanism. So but here why? Because in SN2 we all know that steric hindrance is the major factor. More the alkyl groups, lesser will be the reaction. More the alkyl groups or aryl groups, more the substituent. Because of the steric hindrance, SN2 will be reduced. So that methyl halide comes first here, if methyl halide is there. So SN2 is favored by the alkyl halide which have lesser substituents. If you see among all here, which have a lesser substituent here, you can see among all this is having C6, only here C6H5 is there. So that C6H5CH2Br is having the highest one. C6H5CH2Br has the highest reactivity. Let us find the least reactivity. Least reactivity is found by this molecule because here three substituents are there on it. So that here it is least reactive, that is C6H5CH3C6H5Br. Why? Because three substituents are there. More the alkyl groups, more will be the steric hindrance, and lesser will be the undergoing tendency of SN2 reaction. Now next one is here if you see here two alkyl groups, here one alkyl and one aryl group, but here two aryl groups, larger groups are there. Here two substituents, that is C6H5CH3. Here two substituents, C6H5CH. But what I am saying here, these two groups are larger. So that what I can write C6H5 So if you go for the next one here, one alkyl and one aryl, so that it comes here C6H5CH3Br. And lastly we have benzyl bromide C6H5CH2. So this is the increasing order of the reactivity. More the groups attached to the carbon, more is the steric hindrance and less will be the tendency towards SN2 reaction. If you see the option here, so option B is the right option here. Option B is the right option. Yes, it is option B. Now let us move to the next question. So simplest thing what we have to remember is, for SN2 mechanism, methyl halide has greater reactivity, then primary alkyl halide, then comes secondary alkyl halide, then comes tertiary alkyl halides. Why tertiary alkyl halides are least reactive? Because tertiary alkyl halides have alkyl steric hindrance. So when steric hindrance is there, the nucleophile finds difficulty in attaching to the carbon. Now let us go for the Next question, that is question number 121. Here certain reaction is given, 121, that is a CH3, CH2, CH2, CHBr is given here, and we have CH3, that is a split and given here in the presence of OH minus here. But they did not give whether it is aqueous or alcoholic. So let us see the options here. Now what they had given, what is the product that we have to find here? So first two option is here, option A. If you see here, actually it can undergo substitution also. If it is aqueous solution, then substitution takes place. If it is alcoholic solution, hydroxyl ion in alcoholic medium is generated, then it is elimination reaction. That means H and Br will be removed. As per the options here, if it is an elimination here, what we are going to get? CH2, just I will write the options here, CH2, CH double bond, CH2. H and Br is removed here, and it is given like 81%. That is 1 pentene, and remaining is CH3, CH2, CH3, 19% minor product. That is 2 pentene. This is the option A. Actually, according to Sage rule here, H will be removed from this carbon here, because always we get the most substituted alkane as the major product. So that here it is not correct. Let us see the second option also, then we will understand here. It is a reverse to the first one, that is CH2, CH double bond CH, CH3 is 81%, and the second one, that is the CH2, CH3, CH, this is a 2 pentene, and this is a 1 pentene, it is a 19%. Actually the second option itself is the correct here, because always most alkyl substituted product will be the stable product here. If you see here, 2 alkyl substitutions are there on the 2 double bonded carbons, but if you see here, this carbon do not have any substitution. On this carbon we have only 1 alkyl substitution, so that here 2 butene is the major product. So that what we can say, option B is the right option. Let us go for the question number 122. Which of the following is expected product when neopentyl chloride reacts with anhydrous AlCl3 at 415 Kelvin? So it is question number 122. Which of the following is expected product here when a neopentyl chloride here? So neopentyl chloride, first we will write the structure of neopentyl chloride. This is neopentane. So neopentyl chloride means it is neopentyl chloride. Chlorine can be on any one of the carbons. When it is treated with anhydrous AlCl3, anhydrous AlCl3 is taken here. What is the product here? With actually if you observe this reaction here, it is an alkyl shift reaction. You know that alkyl group will be shifted. That means this alkyl group will be coming here and halogen will be moving on to here. That is CH3, CCl and CH3, CH2, CH3. Look here, this CH3 is shifted here. AlCl3 is used to alkyl shift here. So that what is the product here? It is nothing but a 2-chloro-2-methyl butane. 2-chloro-2-methyl butane. Yes, the right option is the second option here. That is the 2-chloro-2-methyl butane. Actually in this reaction, what happens is, look here, why it undergoes shifting is, Here the Cl minus will be abstracted by AlCl3. That means AlCl3 is a Lewis acid. So that it will take this Cl minus to give AlCl4 minus. Actually AlCl4 minus. Or simply you can remove that Cl minus here. So what will happen? We get a carbonium ion here. We get a carbonium ion. So this is a carbonium, primary carbonium ion. Now what will happen? This alkyl group will be shifting here. This C and CH3 bond will be broken to get a carbonium ion again. Look here, CH3C and here C plus and CH3 and CH2 CH3. Why is it is happening here? The C and CH3 bond is broken heterolytically to give a carbonium ion, and this CH3 minus is joining here CH2 to give CH2 CH3. Why it is doing so? Because it is a primary carbonium ion. If you observe, this carbon is a primary carbon. But here if you see here, it is a tertiary carbonium. It is more stable. So that always every molecule tries for getting higher stability. Now this Cl minus can attack easily this carbonium ion rearrangement, nothing but a rearrangement to give rise to CH2 CH3, 2-chloro 2-methyl butene. Nothing but a rearrangement reaction. In rearrangement reactions, the molecular formula will be same, only the groups that are present in the group will be reoriented, moving from one place to another position. It is nothing but alkyl shift. Actually technically we will call it as alkyl shift. Alkyl group is moving from here to here, so that it is called as a alkyl shift. So here this is the product, and option B is the right option. Now let us move to the next question. It is question number 124. It is 123. Let us see what is 123 question number. The reaction of benzyl chloride with NaCN. The reaction of benzyl chloride. This is benzyl chloride CH2Cl with NaCN, sodium cyanide, followed by reduction with hydrogen in the presence of nickel gives. So directly what they had given here, a substitution takes place here, a nucleophilic substitution. So what we are going to get here? So benzyl cyanide we are going to get here. Again what they did here, they have reduced it in the presence of nickel. Here it is C triple bond N, so that addition of hydrogen takes place here. So you can add here CH2. If two hydrogens are added here, it will become CH2 and it is NH2. Look here, for nitrogens we have added two hydrogens. Here two double bonds are there. Two double bonds are there, so that two hydrogens can be added, two H2s can be added. So that as a result we are getting an amine. What is this amine here? This is the first carbon, this is the second carbon, 2-phenyl ethanamine, or it is also called as a beta-phenyl ethanamine. It is alpha, first carbon after the functional group. This is beta. So beta-phenyl ethanamine is the form. So here what is the right option? If you see the first option itself is the right option, that is beta-phenyl ethanamine is the product here. So let us move to the next question. Which of the following chlorohydrocarbon so each of the following chlorohydrocarbon readily undergoes solvolysis here, hydrolysis reaction. So here certain molecules are given, that is first one is vinyl chloride CH2CHCl, second option is chlorobenzene, third one is benzyl chloride CH2Cl, this is B here and this is A, and the last option what they had given is CH2Cl. Now what they had given here, which of the following can undergo solvolysis readily. Nothing but hydrolysis. Look here, during hydrolysis, what will happen here? For example, Cl minus is removed and OH is substituted. When Cl minus is removed, we get a carbonium ion. So more the stable carbonium ion mole will be the reactive. For example, here if you remove Cl minus, here we get phenyl carbonium ion. Here we get benzyl carbonium ion. So here we get vinylic carbonium ion. And here we get an allylic carbonium ion. This is not allylic, here also a carbonium ion, but here this carbonium ion is separated with the methylene group. But here if you observe all of them here, the carbonium ion that is formed due to solvolysis will be more stable, because it can be immediately stabilized by this double bond here. And one more thing, here we have a resonance possibility, so that here option C, if you observe all the molecules here, option C will be the right option. Why is it can be easily stabilized and the product will be formed very easily. So solvolysis will be undergone by this molecule here. Now let us move to the next question. The organic chloro compound which shows complete stereochemical inversion during SN2 reaction is. So stereochemical inversion, nothing but Walden inversion. In SN1, which molecule will show Walden inversion? Methyl chloride. What are the given options here? Methyl chloride is given. Second one is C2H5 taken twice, CHCl is given. Third one is CH3 taken thrice, CCl is given. Fourth one is CH3 taken twice, CHCl. Very simple here, which will readily undergo SN2 mechanism. So in an SN2 mechanism we get Walden inversion. So we have discussed here, this is methyl halide, is more reactive than any other primary or secondary alkyl halide towards SN1, so that it will give the inversion product very easily. So we will discuss some more questions in the next class. Whatever the questions that are left over, that have to be practiced. So up to this we have covered certain questions, and what we have not discussed are meant for our homework. Thank you.